renumber the control section to be the chip seal and use the GPS test section as the control. Here we're 200 feet into the site now, into 28A320. This will be the slurry seal. Once again, you can see we have some randomly spaced transverse cracks. Here we move into a turnout for this small county road off to the right here. We're fairly well confined by the Leaf River to the east and a long downslope with limited sight distance to the west. So we had to basically fit this section in here where we could. 300 feet into the section now. I assume that the slurry seal is such a minor drop-off that they will probably just go ahead and pave through the lane, leave the drop-off. Here we have another of the transverse cracks. There's also some localized longitudinal cracking in here in the area of this turnout, which you can probably see. We're 400 feet into the section now. There's wheel path cracking in both wheel paths. If I don't die trying to show you this. Fairly localized in this area. We're coming up to Station 5. You can see it approaching the end of the slurry seal section, 28A320. Also have one of those transverse cracks here, and we're at the end of the section. Beginning of section 28A330, this section begins at station 487 plus 00. We have a fairly long transition between this section and the previous section to avoid a rather large concrete box culvert, multiple box culvert that passes underneath the roadway. It's roughly 150 feet back from the beginning of this section. This would be the crack sealing section, and it's about the same as most of the others you've seen. There is some very minor longitudinal cracking that you can barely make out here in the outside wheel path for about 35 feet or 30 feet prior to Station 1. It's almost